Okay, ready. Right. So, PDPs, actually, I'm really sorry. I don't know what PDP itself stands for. Do you know, Deepa?
Yeah, patient data profile.
Okay, fab. What's it called? Sorry?
Patient data profile.
Patient data profile. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you for that. Yay. Um, right. So basically at the end of a design and validation session for a clinic or number of clinics going live, in preparation for training, we have to create these test patients, aka PDPs. So it started when Cindy and I had to do it for BC Cancer Prince George. We had no idea it was coming, and it was a bit of a scramble trying to piece it all together. As a result, after speaking to working with Laurie from VCH, we came up with an idea to reuse our PDP names. So perhaps I should start here. So gosh, how should I do this? So instead of creating PDP names for every single cycle, for every site go live, if we use generic naming conventions, we can use it time and time again, because these same names are going to be displaying under a different location. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I
No,
understand that.
I'm
Um,
sorry.
yeah, so site clerk, what does the clerk ext mean? Sorry.
Okay. I'm not doing a very good job here. Okay.
No, it's okay, you can go for it.
It's just, yeah, it's kind of tricky to explain from. Okay,
Oh,
I'm not
clerk
doing a good job.
external, I understand. Okay.
Yeah, see, this is banking. This this sparks back to the typical workflow and typical steps that are needed in scheduling. So when a referral comes in, it's going to be either an external referral with triage, an internal referral with triage, an external referral with no triage, or an internal referral with no triage. Have you guys come across that in your training already?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
most clinics within
Yes.
those
Yay,
areas. Yeah.
good. Yay. So I would say that you should familiarize yourselves with these four workflows, incredibly so. Everything, most things, if it's enterprise, will come off of how to do this, these four things, all right? So based on that, when we go to design sessions and validation sessions for your assigned clinics, whatever, you're listening out for how that clinic does their work. Do they do this type of does the referral come in like this and they triage? Or is it just all internal referrals with no triage? Like, which is it? Do you know what I mean? So once you've kind of gathered that, then when you come to create the test patients for the training day, you would use this format to name your PDPs, but you would only have to do this the one time because you're going to continuously reuse these test patients time and time again. So the first one for me would be VGH clerk, external triage, and accept, because it's coming from outside, right? So when it's coming from outside, it would have come through Work Queue Monitor. We would have searched for the patient, created a referral encounter, indexed the referral package. It would have gone off to triage with the referral status of ready for triage. The clinician would have reviewed the patient chart, placed an accept order, if that's the case. And so for this one, hence it's clerk external triage A for accept. So that when the domain is open, we would create a referral encounter in that R domain. And then we would go into Power Chart and we would create an accept order for this patient so that it lands on the respective request list. So that during training, if, however many students are in front of you, they would be picking up this last name patient. It could be however many people are in the class, maybe 5. So it'd be like this last name 1, this last name 2, etc. Right? And every student would have one of these test patients to find in the respective request list, right click and complete request to book the patient. Are you with me?
Yeah, this is making a lot more sense now. Thank you.
Okay, fab. Um, you
And
guys,
sorry,
yep,
so like some of our clinics redirect referrals to each other, so we could just follow this similar naming convention, but instead like put a maybe the RD or something. Please
yeah,
students
totally.
are just redirect.
Totally. I've got a redirect one as well.
Oh,
I
okay.
haven't actually, yeah, I haven't actually set that up, but do you know what? You could actually add that as a new name as well. You don't have to just keep these. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
This
for
is
sure.
just a start for the generic enterprise,
Okay,
4 scenarios plus a follow-up. Are you with me?
yeah, yeah,
Uh-huh, uh-huh. So see, for my redirect, I could either maybe just use that because mine is coming from external via work you monitor. Typically, like the intention here was that this is a reject. So we would be placing a reject order so that it lands in PM office in the work list. Deepa, are you with me?
yeah. And but you're saying like if you want to show a redirect instead of a reject, you can just use that same patient. Is that what
Yep,
you're trying to say? Yeah.
yep. You could do that. You could use this again or create your own, or do you know what I
Uh-huh.
mean?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. But anyway, so that's the idea of it. You really need to understand these workflows. Would you agree, Deepa?
Yeah, I agree.
Because if you don't get this, you can't you can't digest this bit, really. Yeah. So um anyway, that's kind of the whole idea of it. So this is VGH, and then when okay, now I'm gonna be flitting back. So this is the information that I understand from the domains people, right? So the training is going to be either in S or T domain, but we would be putting in and manually making these test patients fulsome in R. So as time goes by, you'll be told when you can go in and what to do by your site's, I don't know, project management team. So, see, on October the 11th, right, we had to put in these PDPs, as in the jot forms, as in entering these ones, first of all, just the generic names, just to, so for VGH, right, I did, let me show you the jot form. Um, not that, not that, here. So it's simply filling it in to say how many of those test patients you want for each name, which translates to this. So for the last name and for this scenario of external triage with the accept order, I actually said 1 to 16 in that field. Where is it? Here, first name, I go 1-16. I'm probably being a bit crazy, but I know that I've been in a trading session before where there were 15 desks and like 15 people from the clinic. Do you know what I mean? So,
Yeah. Better
and I
safe than
think,
sorry.
yeah, I think I've heard kind of the same about CW. right, Deepa? Laura was saying there were loads, wasn't it?
Yeah, during cycle one, I think during the sections.
Uh-huh. So for you, you could even go to 1 to 20 if you wanted to. But you see, whatever you put in the job form, you're going to get this number of test patients in S and the same amount in T. So on some occasions, you'll hear in meetings where they go, oh, if you just need, you only have 10 students, you can just do 5 of these because you're going to get 5 in S and 5 in T. But we got burnt in PG because S came down and we didn't have enough in T. All
Okay,
right?
so we should just be safe and go with whatever amount we think we need and not try to
Yeah,
do like half and thing.
yeah, I would, but it's up
Yeah,
to you, right?
no,
I
I
mean,
agree. Yeah.
I don't, yeah. I mean, that came as a surprise to us. Nobody said one of these domains could go down. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, brand new, straight into the fire. So, Jan and Daniel, don't be so worried. We're all learning at the same time. You think we've done this forever? No, we haven't.
Okay.
Anyway, so that's the one scenario, right? See, look, and then clerk external triage reject. That's the other scenario. And I've just done it for 16 pretend ones. And then internal triage. This is the first one. Remember, if it's internal with triage, the order comes through first. That's the referral to order, which you're going to create their referral encounter for. And then you're going to cancel that first request, aren't you? Then the proper accept is going to come through. So, Jan and Daniel, do you
Mm.
follow that internal triage workflow that I just described ever so quickly?
Yeah, yeah. All
Oh,
makes sense.
great. Okay.
B,
Yeah.
good morning. This is Tutu. So
Hi. Hi.
the question that I have now is, so we can use this for Richmond, that's another site. So we can just copy this and say RHS, Clark, internal
Yes.
triage, like that. Oh, okay, okay,
Yes. Yeah.
okay,
You put RHS in the front.
okay,
Exactly. Clerk
okay.
external triage A. Yeah,
Hmm. Okay,
totally.
okay.
Totally. Yeah, that's
Thank you.
exactly right. Okay, fab. You get it. Daniel, don't worry. You're only a week in. Hello. So,
Oh yes, it's okay. I still I think I have to go into the workflows.
yeah.
But yeah, yeah, I have
Yeah.
an idea of the
Yeah.
of the cases. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't say enough to, when I say you really need to understand this, and that. All right. Um, so where was I? Yeah. So anyway, so my job forms, they've all gone in. So this is where's my thingy? This is what this means, this first one. That's all you need to do. That's your deadline to put in that jot form for all of your test patient names, right? RHS clerk internal no triage, 1 to 16 or 1 to 20 or whatever it is. And then the domains team, they load the PDPs that you want, these guys, into the R domain on the 16th. And then on October the 23rd to November the 3rd is when we can go in to make these fulsome by creating a referral encounter for this patient, all of them, 1 to 16, if you wanted to, or you could stop at 1 to 10, whatever. I mean, you can do 1 to 20 here, but only make 10 fulsome. Up to you. Do you know what I mean? It's there. Use it when you want to or need to. So with this R, right, I've got 1 to 16. Maybe I'm going to do 1 to 8 as a reject order, but I'm going to do 9 to 16 as a redirect. Are you with me, Deepa?
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah,
Yeah, right?
yeah, that's a good
So
strategy.
So when you do that, so this is what I did for Cindy. Okay. This is just an easy high level thing. She will change it as she gets in deeper. But this is for my VGH trauma clinic. So they have Search and find patient. These guys do their work differently. It doesn't follow. It does not follow this. So that's what you're looking for when you attend these sessions, right? What their workflow is, how they do their work, so that you can give that information to the URs so that you guys can populate each of these clinics. If they'll be asking you questions, they populate the PDPs, how they're going to train it out, they'll create the bootcamp book. So for me, for this trauma clinic, it's not those typical scenarios. For this particular clinic, a patient would have been an inpatient and they would be discharged and told to ring this trauma clinic to book an appointment. Or there's still an inpatient about to be discharged, and the inpatient coordinator would bring down to this trauma clinic to help book an appointment for the patient. That's how this comes. Okay, so it's a search and find patient, right? Using the appointments tab to ad hoc book, because the phone would have rang. It's the patient. I'm the clerk. So I'm saying have the clerk search for this patient, and then use the appointment tab for ad hoc booking using trauma new appointment type. It's going to be in person. And I know that this trauma clinic uses AAR. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Thank you. I also know that for my trauma clinic, it's an external referral with no triage. It's very rare, but it does happen. So, for this, I'm thinking that maybe they should create a new patient. I understand that we are connected to the EMPI, and 99.9% of the patient should be up in the EMPI for us to pull down if it's not in CST Cerner already. However, mm, you know, I've known the URs to still go through the create new patient just to refresh their memory. Up to them. Cindy can change this and declare a different PDP for this if she wants to. Yeah. So for this one, I would have to upload a referral package and work your monitor. We will be told when that window is open for us to go into S independently to upload referral packages into WorkQ Monitor, and then to go into T independently for this WorkQ Monitor piece. That is not here. It's not listed here, but the domains people will tell you, or your project manager team from your site will tell you when that window is. I can't remember what it is for each age, but know that this does not go, WorkQ Monitor work does not go into R. It goes into S and T at different dates, respectively. Then during class, right, they are going to schedule and create and associate a pre-out using the trauma new appointment type. I'm thinking maybe we should do a virtual, because this clinic does virtual appointments as well. So let's go through virtual and what that looks like and what needs to be populated in the SAF, right? And they also use AAR. So then we would go to WorkQ Monitor and index it to a pre-out. Are you with me, Deepa?
Yeah, I'm following you. Thank you.
Okay.
So this is just more so like whatever's not really enterprise or whatever you think is not going to be in one of the
Yeah,
5 workflows.
but you see, this is my trauma clinic. This is actually what it looks like. It doesn't use this. It doesn't follow. It doesn't have any of these.
Yeah. And
Well, tell a lie, because it does have external referral, no triage. There it is, right?
yeah,
Uh-huh. Upload referral working on it. Yeah.
yeah. It has that there, but you're kind of saying what you highlighted in the other tab as well, right?
Yeah.
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 And then for the spine physio, is there like another example you can go over, please?
Oh, I haven't done this yet because my spine, I have 3 clinics coupled together. This is an
Oh, okay.
old one from Cindy's UBC. If you want to look at her UBC one, I'm going to send you the link to where this is, right? If you want to look at her okay, let me go there now. Hold on 1 second. So I'm not sure where this should be living, or why do I hear that it should be living? I have no idea. Is it living in SharePoint? But anyway, this is where it started life. Temp training material. And then CST Cerner, Go Live Whip. So UBC. No. Is it this one? No. Ambulatory. Must be this one. Yes, it is. So this is what. Okay, let me open that. Hey guys, this is terribly confusing. I'm sorry. I know I appear to be all over the shop. Daniel?
No, no worries.
Jan, you're not confused? You're okay?
I will need to check the recording a couple times. Yeah, but it makes sense.
Okay. Daniel, you're only a week in, so don't worry. So again, you see, she made it fulsome. Again, I don't know what that is. UBC load sheet. This is her jot form the things. This is what this is what I created with Cindy after BCC PG. This is what she's made fulsome for every clinic. Okay, so you guys can look at this if you want. So see, for her UBC nutrition, they did have this workflow. They did have this workflow. Yeah. So when R was open, she went in to create a referral encounter with a referral status of ready for triage. She placed an accept order to the location of UBC nutrition.
Okay, so these are like just to track your work, kind of, right?
Yeah, well, the URs have to know which test patient they're going to use for which exercise that they're teaching out from the
Yeah.
bootcamp book, right?
Yeah, and then just
So,
do that for each clinic.
yeah,
Okay.
I mean, how
Yeah.
fulsome you make it or how not fulsome you make it, that's up to you. I mean, I didn't, yeah, you could,
I supported one Mouse in doing all of this, so I'm familiar with this a little bit.
oh,
But
nice.
but the one you see what they did here was what we did for UBC, but the one you did for your VGH spine or
Yeah,
whatever it is, I think yours is a little more detailed.
yeah, it doesn't have to be.
Oh,
It's
okay,
up
does
to
it have to
you.
be? Oh, okay, you're
You
just a little
work,
bit more detailed
yeah,
as to how the clinic runs, actually. Okay.
you work with your UR. You give them however much they need.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's up to you. It's totally up to you. It's just that mine don't run the same. Like as in it doesn't follow this so much. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
So
Okay.
I wanted to explain it more
More in
how
detail. Okay.
how how this clinic does, yeah, how this clinic does their work. Where am I now? Bloody hell, what is this? UBC. But you look at our UBC one and you'll see, right? This is that generic one, kind of.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like which follows the
Normal enterprise.
follows this. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly. But mine, like, it's from a phone call. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're booking straight away, ad hoc
Okay.
booking. Uh-huh. And these guys, my clerks here in the trauma clinic, they have to declare a room in AO. So I'm saying to her, maybe show them how to check in via AO so that they can check in and declare the room at the same time. Why flip from Shapbook to AO, to Power Chart? Are you with me?
Yeah. What's AO? What's AO?
Ambulatory organizer.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Hence, scheduling is never alone.
Mm.
All right, it's connected to power chart, incredibly so.
Yeah.
So don't think you're just learning chat book. But it's true, right, Deepa?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But sorry, Dee,
Thank you.
what do you recommend for the ambulatory organizer workflow? Do you recommend that they look, I'm not sure what you're trying to highlight there.
Well, most clerks, they just check in using chat book. And that's it, right? End of story. Sometimes they have to declare which room when they're checking in. There's a particular field. I can't remember what it's called. Other times, other times the clinic wants the clerk to declare the room via AO, ambulatory organizer. So you can check in via AO as well. So
Oh,
I'm
okay.
saying if you have to declare room, anyway, why not just check in using ambulatory organizer?
Yeah, okay, I see what you mean.
Why go to chat book to check in only to have to go to AO to declare the room? It's up to you, but it's another way to do it.
Yeah.
And there are clerks out there who does this anyway. Once upon a time, this was not recommended to check in via AO. It was a no-no. But sorry, times have changed. You'll find that things change like every second, all right?
Yeah, there's a
So,
few clinics that have the rooms built in ambulatory organizers, so that'll be helpful.
yeah. So, anyway, so that's what I've highlighted to Cindy, is to show during her session how to check in like that. Okay? Anyway, let me just, oh my God, 10 o'clock. What was my next meeting? Mm. Oh, I would like to go to trauma. Did we just have a meeting? What was our next step? Bottom. So, guys, let me just, okay. So, are you kind of clear-ish about this?
Yeah.
And yeah, thank you. And then let me just go back to here, okay? So look, on October the 11th, I met the deadline. I put in the PDPs by completing the jot forms, right? I made all of my typical PDP names from 1 to 16. The domains people are going to do their work and upload my PDPs into R. Between October 23rd and November 3rd is when I'm going to be able to go into R to make it fulsome. By making it fulsome, as I said earlier, that would be if I needed to place a referral, if I needed to place a referral encounter and put this status to ready for triage, if I needed to place an accept order, if I needed to place a reject order, if I needed to place a power plan or a redirect order, or whatever it is, right? That's your window to go in to do that work, which is here. Now, yeah.
B. So which of this part does UHAR need to play? Like which of these roles are we doing all of this?
I have no idea. This typically, I know, right? This typically is a UR job, but as you know, there's been big changes in our department. So my
Okay.
understanding is that the BAs are supporting and helping the URs. So, when we go to all these meetings, right, we are to understand the workflows and the URs are going to tap into us. So this could be a joint project if need be. I'm sorry, I'm
Okay.
speaking really quickly because it's
Yeah,
10
sure,
and I
sure.
have
Yeah,
meetings.
no
But
problem.
yeah,
Okay.
but you get it, right? You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, between October 23rd and November 3rd for VGH, for me, I know that my builders have a lot to do and they may or may not make this deadline for me to go in because the order has to be in R. Do you know what I mean? For me to do this work. Okay. So I think their deadline is November 1. And if they don't make it in earlier, as in October the 18th, it may be that I only have November the 3rd to make all my patients fulsome. However, that is also on banking on the fact of when is your first training session? Well, mine is November the 29th. I have trauma. It goes with Gen Surge. This is my first training session. And I also know that S is down. So for general surgery and trauma, we need to have all of our PDPs, the full number as in how many students, and don't forget the trainer, in in R, in S, because I cannot rely, no, in T, because I cannot rely on S. I know already up front that T is down. Oh, no, S is down, beg your pardon. Do you know what I mean? Are you with me?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, fab. Anyway, so yeah, so however, it's November the 29th. But if we look at this, see, there's two sets here, right? Look, November the 3rd, there's another deadline for PDPs, meaning the jot forms. See, this from November thingy, this is what C&W is following. VGH wanted us to follow this. But to be honest, look at here. The copy is on November the 27th. So honestly, my training's not on November the 29th. It might be a little bit risky, but I could even wait for this copy. Do you know what I mean? I actually have manual data entry up until no, even in here for the copy to happen so that everything's in there for my first training session on November 29th. Are you guys following that?
Yeah.
Thank you. Deepa?
Yeah, I understand that. But
Uh-huh.
maybe do you know how it's like a golden copy and it refreshes every day, like the training patients? Um, you think that will affect it? Like if you start manual data entry in the second copy, you think maybe that will like affect anything?
Sorry, Deepa. You're really muffled. What are you saying to me? If
So
I make stuff fulsome here, is it going to be erased when it comes to here?
no, I mean like, do you know how they do a golden copy? So each time they load the patients, like they
Here?
basically like, yeah. So like the first time they load the patients, they make a snapshot of basically all the data you entered on there and whatnot, and
Okay.
they refresh that daily when the actual training happens.
When
Um,
the actual training happens,
yeah, is that like the
yeah,
strategy? Like that's what the strategy is, right? For
yeah,
the domain
yeah,
team.
yeah.
Okay.
It's not a one-off. You can use it again.
Okay. Okay.
Uh-huh. So if you have like, do you know what I mean? Like you might have a training session on the Monday and on the Friday, you can use it again.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. But see, this manual data entry, I was first told, oh, you must have it done by November 3rd. If the orders and all of that doesn't get in by November the 1st, or I mean October the 18th, you will only have November 3rd to make it fulsome. But honestly, look, manual data entry can go all the way up to the 24th. My training's on the 29th. I think I'm all right, but I will look for my surgery and trauma one to see if it's all in to make it fulsome ahead of time, just to make sure, because otherwise my other training is not happening until the 6th of December anyway. And if we look at this, right, the second copy is November 27th. We're good. Did you follow that, guys?
Yeah. You can probably
Fab.
request some more PDPs too if you wanted to.
Totally. Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. You're right. Totally. Because yeah, no, you can. So you need to know when your first training session is and when, do you know what I mean? Like sometimes you should know that. Where's that bloody thing? Hold on. Sorry. That's the wrong one. Which one is this? Yes, that is it. So for trauma, um, look, I even highlighted it for Cindy. We can even add more PDPs here on November the 3rd. As she's working through it and she finds that, she wants a new name, she can put it in on November 3rd. Exactly what you said, Deepa.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Yeah, good. I'm glad. All right. So the other thing that I like to consider is you'll get a list of number of clerks that are coming right, Brooke? This is my VGH broken down by clinics. So again, I know that general surgery and trauma is combined and they are November the 29th, the first training session to be held. Based on this spreadsheet given to me, I can see that there are 3 clerks. So with all my 16, I have more than enough, to be honest. But what I have done, and it's completely up to you and the UR, is I went for 6. 3 students, 1 for the teacher, 1 for good luck, and 1 for bad luck, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, right? And like also bear in mind that sometimes like I know that there are 3 shared clerks. Where is it again? 3 shared clerks for general surgery and trauma. So really, are all 3 allowed to come at one time? Are they going to close the clinic down so that they can all come? I don't know. So I'm going to have more than enough. Yeah?
Yeah, better to be safe.
Mm-hmm. All right. And like, don't forget, because sometimes your clinicians will have reg schedulability. And if they do, are they coming to your session? I don't know. All right. So you might have to count those people in as well, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Uh-huh.
I think we have a few of those too. Yeah.
So I don't know whether they're coming or not. And also the size of your training room makes a difference. So if you're training at the Heather Pavilion, I believe, oh my God, my head is dizzy. I can't remember whether there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whether there's 2, 4, 8 seats or 12. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I can't remember whether there's 8 or 12. So just for talking sake, if you had, 20 potential students, your room is only 12. You can't do any more than that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, so that would impact, you know, how 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 much work you want, how many PDPs you want, how much work you want to put into it. Okay? Yeah.
B, I have a quick
Yes.
question. So
Yeah.
for let's assume that I'm making 20 patients. So
Nice.
would that be for just one clinic or for all the
No.
clinics that I'm responsible for?
Well, this PDP work up front,
Mhm.
we only have to do the one time. So here's my VGH upfront job forms, right? It's going to be 1 to 16 of the external triage accept. 1
And
to 16.
and that's for all the clinics that you're responsible for,
Anybody.
or just
Flo can,
all?
no, everybody.
Oh,
Flo can use these for
oh,
her clinics because she's at VGH. Abe can use these for his clinic. It doesn't
oh.
matter. Do you know why? Because these guys are going to be, orders are going to be placed to the respective clinic and it's going to land on the respective future request list. They're going to be at a different location in the system.
Oh.
Yeah. And then come cycle 3, right, for us at VGH, I'll use them again because again, they're not going to be at the same location that they were previously in cycle 2.
Oh, and this is going to cover all the numbers of clerks that are working for VGH for all the clinics, right? During training.
Sorry, ask that to me again. Ask that again.
So I'm saying this
Mm-hmm.
would the number of PDPs that we created here would
Mm-hmm.
be enough for all the clerks that are working for all that VGH cycle, right?
Yeah, but
During training.
okay, for talking sake, right? Let me say that I'm going to use this 1 to 5 for my VGH trauma clinic. Flo
Okay.
can still use these 1 to 5 for her gynae clinic because these
Oh,
patients are going to display in my location as well as her location. She can use it as well.
okay. Now I understand.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
okay,
almost
okay.
like these patients are presenting at all the different clinics.
Oh, okay.
Get it?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Now I understand. So I thought we were going to create like all this for each of the clinic. Like,
No, no,
okay, okay,
no,
makes sense.
no,
Okay, okay,
no,
okay.
absolutely not. No, like, the most that there is for RVG is 12. there's 12 clerks in gynae.
Oh,
But seriously, are there, so we've got more than enough. Do you know what I mean? Because all of these are going to be in S and they're going to be in T. But I don't bank on the fact that it's gonna show in S and T because things go down. Then you're knackered like we were at Prince George.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Good.
Mm-hmm. So, so like your RHS ones, right? You and I would share it. So yours would be RHS 1, RHS blah, blah, blah 2. You could
Mhm.
use RHS 1 to 5. I can use the same for my clinic and put my location accept order against it. You would put
Makes
your
sense.
location accept order against it.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Okay,
I
fab.
understand. Thank you. Thank you.
Nice. Okay. 1 second. Let me look again here. You guys get this, right? So I'll send you guys. Do you want a link to the Chris Drive? I don't know where we're supposed to send it. I mean, or store it. Wasn't there talk about it being in SharePoint? But anyway, I'll send you this link and you can look at what we've done so far. You guys have the job form link already, right? And remember, we don't have to do this job form exercise again. If you're happy with this naming convention, if you go on to have a different clinic, right, and you want a different naming convention, then go in at these respective times to create them. Like for my urology, they're not actually following these 4 workflows with the new accept order. They're actually using the old accept order, which is completely different. If you have time, you should learn that as well. Because for diagnostic clinics like urology, that's what they tend to follow versus these ones, which is the new accept order. Okay.
Okay, so B, if it's for different sites, we have to create a new one, right?
Well, if you go into this, where was the book? Here, look.
Mhm.
So here's the UBC book that Cindy made more fulsome. Here's VGH Cycle 2. This is what I did, right? I created that folder. Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is Cindy starting her trauma bootcamp book.
Mhm.
So then RHS, I merely created a folder, haven't even started yet, thank God.
Okay, so you mean if we can find our site in here, we don't need to create new one?
So which site are you? Which sites?
Yeah, CNW.
Okay, so
Yeah, and this is our first time following this generic strategy, so we're going to need new ones for CW.
yes, exactly. Follow Deepa. Deepa will do all the job forms. He will create it.
Okay.
He will do this, okay. He will meet this
Yeah.
deadline of November the 3rd.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, don't worry
He's
about
gonna
that.
do all these 1 to 20. You don't have to do nothing until until November 13th to 24th. Hopefully all of your orders and everything will be in R. So then you won't create tabs. But you can create your own spreadsheet, I don't know, store it somewhere else and then pull it back in here later on. Do you know what I mean? Not everybody's gonna be able to open this to work at the same time, I suppose.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So eventually, Flo can add her tabs. She can work off her own spreadsheet and then add it into here, copy it into here later on, right? Or give
Yeah.
it to her UR or however she wants to work with her UR. That's up to her.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
okay,
Mm-hmm.
got it. Thank you.
Yay. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna leave now.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
V.
Thank
Really
you.
appreciate it.
You got that, right? You understand that? Okay,
Yeah.
good. I'm glad. But listen, wait 1 second. Where am I? Am I VGH? Yes. Look, I gave the URs a link to this particular trauma, the clinic key. I'm telling her that there's 3 clerks shared with Gen Surge. So whatever information you want to give her to make her life easier, go for it.
Oh, just put
But
it
they can
there.
find out as well, right? Because the clinic keys have so much. It has everything. From there, they would be able to decipher whether whether the clinic's going to use AAR or not, which encounter types they're going to use. So, what are they going to actually teach out? Are they using requisition manager? So make sure that that section is in their bootcamp book. Is there an admin message center being created? Make sure that's in the book. Are you with me?
Makes sense. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so that spreadsheet, the other, oh God, spreadsheet haven. Anyway, this oh my God, this, anyway, this spreadsheet that Abe created recently,
Yeah.
like maybe if you fill that out, is that may be ample for the UR to create this and you don't have to. Are you guys with me on
Yeah.
that? You get it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I
But
think
that whole conversation came after, do you know what I mean? So it was just easier for me to go and do this and let her know.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we're still trying to play catch up and whatever. And that spreadsheet's fine if you want to go, if you're at the beginning and you're attending design sessions and you can capture that. But I'm going to rely on Cindy to look at the clinic key and what I've done for her here. And I also know that my validation sessions are fabulous. Like the information on Confluence for my validation sessions, they're really good. Their PowerPoints are so amazing.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know what it's like for your CW ones or whatever, but mine are really good. Yeah, it's all there. Do you know what I mean? Really. Okay.
Thank you so much, B. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
But you get that,
This
right?
is
You
really
understand.
helpful. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. You understand how to marry everything up, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good.
And
All
it's
right
good that
then.
we are recording this too, so we can always go back to it and, watch it again for clarification. So it's good.
Oh, I don't think I'm that clear, but okay.
It's clear. Thank you.
All right. All right. I didn't know that it was going to be recorded. I would have drank more coffee, but anyway, that's fine.
Thank
Um,
you.
okay. All right. Okay. Cheers then.
All right.
Okay, bye for
Bye-bye.
now. Cheers.
Thank
Yeah.
Bye.
you. Bye.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.